And this panel should be about 20 minutes. So if a question does come, anyone who's willing to take it can. We don't all have to take it, yeah? So if you feel like it's burning you in the soul, please do take it. But let's talk all things wellness and health. And I always talk about being a holistic person and being well holistically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, etc. And I've recently started going to the gym a couple of months ago. And let me tell you, it has been the most amazing thing I've ever experienced in my life. It has done something completely different. And then I couldn't go to the gym for the past 2 months because of my car, and I can tell the difference in my mental state. Ladies, let's talk about the importance of wellness in general and what it has done for you. Maybe even take me through your own journey, what it is that you started to do to sort of be a whole person. And it's something that's individually yours, right? When we talk about wellness, it's something that you take within your own hands. It has nothing to do with your kids. It has nothing to do with your husband. It has nothing to do with your significant other, but more about yourself. So just tell me about wellness within you and how it's changed your life. I'll pass on the mic, or would you steal the mic? I'm happy to do that.
Afternoon, everyone. Gail, thank you for such an authentic platform. It's a beautiful space to be. Sure, where do I start with wellness? So, I'm a clinical technologist by profession, and I run 6 practices across 3 provinces. And on top of that, I'm a mother, and I've got 3 kids and a husband. So, my life.
So 4 kids, basically.
4 kids. Let's put it clear. 4 kids. And, you know, being in such spaces where your competitors are Netcare, Life, you know, you have to be sort of like up ahead with a lot of things. I found myself having to add on to the qualifications that I had because of the business atmosphere that I was in. So I actually decided to embark on an MBA. Those that have done an MBA, you know, it's slakpal.
Marriage Breaking Association.
Yes. So if you say I'm doing an MBA, they ask you, do you value your marriage? Do you value, like, it really takes you there. And the past 3 years, I literally had no capacity for anything. When I say I had no capacity for anything, if I had a time to come and sit here, I mean, Gail, my friends know that it was so intense, that it was survival mode. And the sad part during that survival mode is you lose yourself. Going to the gym feels like I could actually use that time to do something. In between that, you are traveling between 3 provinces. It was a mess. At some point, I had to allow myself not to show up every time, because I knew I would lose myself. I had already lost myself. But, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, but it's a family funeral. I have to just be there. Oh, it's a whatnot. I have to be there. But in the process, you are losing yourself. Your wellness does not exist because you are trying to show up for everything else except yourself. I finished my MBA, and when I finished my MBA, I looked back and I said, where is Tebogo? And I found Tebogo to be non-existent. Listen, I was celebrated. Everybody's making a fuss about everything about you. But you know deep down, there is a big puzzle that is missing, which is the main puzzle, which is you. So I had to try and take a step. I'm in that process now where I'm taking a step back, because I need to go back to refilling Tebogo, and that means I need to work on my wellness. I would go to my therapist, and she would be like, you don't actually have a problem. The problem is you do not spend time with yourself. The problem is you do not take time out. You don't take yourself as priority. Wellness is that serious, ladies. Skipping wellness is not taking yourself serious. You need to honor that appointment that you make with yourself, because you are that important. So I started doing that for myself. And it's in the beginning you feel guilty. You feel like, but this is time I could be doing this. I could be doing this. I could be doing this. But listen, the journey is beautiful. Like you're saying, gym is that place you put on your headphones, you are exercising, you live in your own world. You are, you're just really just having that time. Sometimes you just go into that steam room, you're alone, you're just having your time. So for me, wellness has allowed me to step back, refocus, rework on the visions, rework on the who I want to be, and it has allowed me to thrive. So I would say wellness has been that go-to thing that has allowed me to relive the purpose that I'm destined to be.
I love that. Ladies, I also know that we all we wear many hats, yeah? And you had mentioned just a little bit, touched a little bit there on the importance of doing things for yourself. We wear so many hats and we don't know when to shut down. The importance for you to shut down, I can imagine, is the greatest thing. But how do you get yourself to that point? How do you get to the point of shutting down, being with yourself, but also not feeling guilty that you're doing it?
Thank you so much. Maybe I give a brief of myself. First, I start by saying I'm a mother of two.
So you need this break.
I am a mother of two and doubling up as a father because, I have a husband who is actually out of the country most of the time. So most of the time I find myself acting as a father too because he's out of the country. Then apart from that, now I'm a multi-business woman. I run wholesale distributorship skincare product shops, which is called Maridadi. Now we branded it recently to Maridadi Beauty Hub. I import skincare products and distribute in Kenya and around East Africa. I also own a spa, which is called Maridadi Skincare Solution Spa in Nairobi. And my baby in South Africa, which is Maridadi Jewelry. So every jewelry piece you've seen on me, on Gael, and she's one of my biggest ambassadors here, Sandra. So that is my brand here in South Africa. And it's interesting, actually, it's not in Kenya, it's in South Africa. Yeah, so and to crown all that, I have an 8 to 5 job. I am an employee. I work for the United Nations, an organization which actually makes me travel a lot for work. So I'm out of Nairobi most of the time. And the little time I have, like, in a week is the weekend. So I come back to Nairobi over the weekend. I have children. I have 5 businesses to check out how they're doing and all that. So it got to some point last year when I realized I was actually crashing. I woke up one day and I could not get out of bed. Like, I tried. At that time, like, I'm going to the washroom, but I couldn't get out of bed. I was like, am I dying? Am I paralyzed? What is happening? Then I remember I just called my husband and I told him, like, you need to rest. Let me call the doctor to come and check up on you. And actually it was fatigue. I couldn't get out of bed. So I was given like a compulsory sick off for like a month, like out of any sort of work. And from that point is when I realized I could actually lose myself actually through death. Looking for money, looking for, I don't know what exactly, but it is money for me. It is money. Yeah, and you leave behind these people you love so much and they love you because you overindulge in all these things. Then I went back to one of my friends who is a doctor and told me, why do you want a spa? How often do you even go to that spa? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, what? Like, do you even do massages? Do you use that sauna? Do you use that steam room? You as the owner. So every other time now, friends around me, the ones I told about this, every other time they see me like taking back-to-back travel, they're like, remember you own a spa? So it's a code, you own a spa. So they're like, it's time for you to pause.
Make use of it.
Yes, it's time for you to pause. So I actually made it very intentional that I have like monthly appointments in my spa. My PA, my front office, they will call and send me a message. You've been booked for spa appointment at this day or this time, show up.
I love that. I love that because that's a conversation of intention, right? And I could pass it on. Intentionally being I'm going to use the word again. I'm being very redundant here, but intentional about your R&R, your relaxation time. How important is that intention, and to keep to it? A lot of times, mummies and wives, and what we do, we're like, okay, every Wednesday, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Pilates every Wednesday. But then your roles take over. Like we've mentioned roles. Oh, no, I need to do that. Oh, no, I can't go to Pilates today. This is what I need to do. Oh, I can't go to this, I need to do. But we need to be intentional, because nobody moves their time for us. We move our times. Why? So how important is intention for your relaxation and rejuvenation?
Yes, we need to be very intentional, because I also realize it's very hard. I'm a very kind person, and I once heard Oprah say, you know what her other friend said? Oprah, she said she was feeling so overwhelmed. They were inviting her to this thing, to that one. And her friend told her that, do you know that you have a right to say no? And then she said it came to her as an intense thing, or a moment that, oh wow, I actually have a right to say no. And she said, okay. She typed and she told those people, no, unfortunately I cannot make it, because she was feeling so tired. And just also to add on what she was saying, if you don't take care of your body will eventually force you to shut down. Just like she was saying, she just couldn't move. So I realized I need to make that hard decision to say that, okay, Tidi, you're not gonna do that. And I remind myself that, you know what, there's always tomorrow. If ever I was planning to meet up with this friend and now I'm feeling really tired, we can always do it next week, even if it's next month. Right now, let me refill my cup, let me recharge myself. I recently just told them at work, Mondays I can no longer work, because I realize this is tiring. I need to have a break. We are not machines at the end of the day.
We're not. We're absolutely not machines. I mean, when we also talk about wellness holistically, we might miss a few things. What does wellness mean to you, and how does wellness look like for you?
That's a
And add health
question.
in there, because one can't exist without the other.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, in the beauty industry, I have to start with that because I'm a beauty entrepreneur. We sometimes miss that information, informing people that taking care of yourself is very important. Yes, wear the makeup, wear the beautiful outfit, your heels, but are you working? Are you doing the inner work? Are you going out there to therapy? There's so many things that you can do to take care of yourself, you know? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you surrounded by people that are good for you, for your soul? You know, because we are always giving. Sometimes you have to pause and, am I doing these things for me? Is it making me happy? So what does wellness means to me is taking the time to really take care of yourself, you know? Take care of yourself, check your surroundings. Are you surrounded by people that are good for yourself? Are you setting those boundaries? Because sometimes, like you mentioned, we just take on things. We say yes, not thinking about me saying yes now. What am I sacrificing? Is it my time? Is it time with my family? Yes, so taking care of yourself, putting yourself first sometimes, loving yourself. You know, guys, self-love is very
so important. And talking about that, I have a gratitude journal that I write in, and I'll show you. I want to do something quickly, and you'll see how the ladies will go. How are you going to mindfully love yourself in the next week? Okay, I love that. You're taking a holiday. How are you mindfully making sure and going to make sure that you love yourself this week? Well, the week that's coming.
Taking myself on a date by myself, my solo dates are very important.
You have to commit to that, by the way.
No, I do.
That's a commitment. Good.
I do.
Good.
I do.
How are you mindfully loving yourself this week? Next week?
Next week on Monday, I'm not going to work.
But that's an everyday thing.
Oh, you want something different?
How are you mindfully loving yourself?
We also planning on going on holiday, and I think it's gonna happen after next week. But otherwise, yeah, to tell you the honest truth, next week I haven't planned anything. Just accept that I know that I won't be working. Like, it's such a big thing for me.
You're going to
and
let
I'm
love
happy about
and
it.
light be.
Maybe, yeah, I'll think about what I
Let
will
go
do.
and let go. Let go and let God. How are you going to mindfully love yourself?
There's two things I'm doing this week. So I usually take myself on walks in the Walter Sisulu Botanical Garden, and I take long baths, which sometimes I never make the time. You know, it's always I need to take a quick shower. So the long baths with all the oils and just to be. That's my...
And just to be.
Just to be.
Ladies, thank you. Phenomenal you are. Thank you. Can we please have a round of applause? Thank you so much, ladies. We're talking to Tsidi Mahloho, Tebogo Malele, Fidelia Mwende, and Joanna Kabiwa. Thank you so much, ladies. That was our panel, all things wellness and health. And coming up now, Kesha is going to take this one over. In fact, we have an auction, those beautiful paintings that we have to our left.